Hi, welcome to Laura's View and Tarot 2. I am so glad you're here. Today's date is Wednesday, August 6th, 2025. Well, in this video, we're going to do a fun exploration into the Lionsgate portal, which happens every year on August 8th, but there's some chatter in the spiritual and alt media communities that this year may be significant. Now, there's some obvious ways in which it is significant. You see, the Lionsgate portal for this year, it's a spiritually charged event as always, but due to the alignment of the Leo Sun, Sirius, Orion's belt, and Earth, amplified by the numerological power of 8/8, and there's a rare lunar standstill. It's seen as a prime time for manifestation, self-expression, and spiritual growth, with the Mercury retrograde adding a reflective layer. What does that mean? It means that, as always, this portal is a prime opportunity to do some manifesting of change and positivity and things you'd like, but we need to do it in a very thoughtful and reflective manner. You see, the date 8/8 is a significant in numerology, as the number 8 symbolizes infinity, abundance, balance, and power. When turned sideways, it represents the infinity symbol, signifying limitless potential. The double eights amplify this energy, making August 8th, as always, a potent date for setting intentions and manifesting. So in 2025, the alignment coincides with a major lunar standstill. That's a rare event that amplifies emotional healing, ancestral connection, and karmic closure, making this year's portal particularly transformative. Now, it's good to remember that this portal is actually open now. It's open from July 26th to August 12th, but its peak is on the 8th, just in a couple of days as I make this video. By the way, along that line, I'm going to have an afterword that involves August 8th and a plan I have and a need I might have. So if you're interested, hang around for that, but I'll do the basic read and see people on their way that are just here for that before we do that. Okay? So some of the chatter I've been hearing about the August 8th event, one thing was Dutch Sense noted that the recent 8.8 reported magnitude seismic event in Russia actually had been upgraded to 8.8 by the U.S. Geological Service, and it didn't seem to be a true reflection of the intensity of that event. But for some reason, somebody wanted our collective conscious, I think, to be thinking about 8/8. And it's good to know that these eights are very powerful, that they're powerful for manifestation, self-expression, spiritual growth. Okay, so limitless potential. Now, and it may have been some messaging going on. I'm not going to explore that in this video. Okay, limitless potential, maybe letting people know we can do it too. I don't know. That's an interesting thought, but let's stick with August 8th because that's coming up, and that's when we, regular humans who are willing to try our hand at some manifesting, may have more luck than usual. I'm going to ask the tarot about August 8th, 2025. What makes it, what's interesting and significant to this year? Because as I said, August 8th rolls around every year. It's an annual event. And just let's get some guidance and insights from the universe about this August 8th Lionsgate portal. I'm going to switch the camera, let you watch me work with the cards, and we'll discover the answer to this question together. There is chatter that the August 8th Lionsgate portal for 2025 is significant or unique in some ways. And part of that is some of the celestial alignments that are happening that are very, very unique and in recorded history haven't happened for 2025. But we would like the universe to advise us about what makes this year's Lionsgate portal unique and insights or information we need to know to maximize the positive potential of that date to the best of our ability. So let's get some insights, information, and advice from the universe about this year's Lionsgate portal. Okay, we have the Nine of Swords, the Six of Wands, The 10 of Wands. Let me move these down so they're a little more in camera for us. Then we have the Four of Cups, the Eight of Swords, the Hermit, and the Two of Cups. I'm going to get two more cards before we're done to see what additional layers of information the universe might want us to be aware of for the Lionsgate portal. First of all, let's look at the situation as being indicated with a nine, the Nine of Swords, which often people go, oh no, when they see this. But to me, this card often says, hey, there's not as much to worry about as you think there is. So, in other words, some of the events that are happening around August 8th that are cosmic in nature, we really don't need to worry about them. If we're getting some awakening and some downloads, I've got a feeling there's some downloads coming. And on August 8th in particular, but through this season of increased solar activity, etc., we need to just understand that they're beneficial or benign, but not really harmful. And the things we worry about as far as upgrades or uh, world changes, things like that, there's just, there's a limit to what we need to worry about. I say that because look what clarified it. The clarifier was the Six of Wands, which is a victory card, always, always a victory card. So we're getting, this tells me to put a reassuring read on card number one, the subject, because whatever it is, like I said, beneficial or benign, we can count on it. There's some endings happening. It's an end of an era for the world in many ways. And I'm not saying the end of the world, but there's elements of the world that just aren't going to work at a higher vibration and higher frequency. And they are struggling to retain their toehold even now, and it's just not going to work out for them. Okay. We are increasing the positivity on this plane of existence and moving the balance bar down to where we're not only going from dark to light, but that we have way more light than dark. And it's being felt by those who glory in negativity. And they're not happy about it, but that's just the way it is. I mean, we are reclaiming the light and positivity and best possible outcomes for people. The Four of Cups tells me that there's more going on here than meets the eye, but it's nothing that's going to be super mysterious. If we open our minds and hearts to perspectives that are new to us, we're going to have some insights and some downloads. This was the one that told me downloads, 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 plus the fact my eye was drawn to the reef around the head of the Six of Wands character. So again, those downloads I think are going to be coming. They're going to be heaven sent. So don't worry about them. Accept them and incorporate them and assimilate them into your being to the best of your personal free will and ability. Let's look at the near future, okay? Right away, we're getting told that, there's going to be some positive changes that happen that roll out during the Lionsgate portal that won't be immediately evident, but they will happen. They absolutely will happen. Now, it's interesting to me that the strongest insight card is the Hermit, which talks to me about both divine and benevolent off-world intervention and assistance. And we often are told to look at what the Hermit is casting a light on. And because of the placement here, he's casting it off into the ether, into what seems to be right now to us nothingness, but is anything but nothingness. So that's interesting to me. It's kind of like that infinity, that we're going to be casting a light on places that haven't had a light, and going places we haven't been before, and all is well. The Two of Cups talks about agreement and a blend, a perfect blend of the divine masculine, divine feminine, and cohesiveness and agreement and working together. And that's always good to see. And again, we've got that in the sky element here going on with the Two of Cups. So interesting to me. It looks like it's going to be a time of downloads, a time of ability to manifest. Not immediately will we see all results, but it is going to be exceptional this year because of the alignment of the heavenly bodies and what's going on energetically. I promised you two more cards. Let's get them. We have the Devil and we have the Seven of Swords. These are cautionary cards, but they're not very potent because they came along at the end of the read. Just reminding us that there are people that are saying, oh, just ignore this 8-8 portal. Don't think anything about it. It's really not that effective. It's not going to do that much. Why bother? Why worry yourself about it? And again, they are trying to get away with some stuff because, again, our world is going from dark to light, and negative influence are still going to try to get away with what they can or mitigate that move to the light as much as possible. And don't let it work, guys. Don't let it work. So let's recap. Every year on August 8th, the Lionsgate portal opens. It's actually a window of time that's open because it's open right now and will continue to be open from July 26th to August 12th, but its peak is on the 8th. And it's an event that in spiritual circles and some of the woo community, we anticipate this day as a day where we can have the veil is thinner in a very positive way to have our intentions and manifestations to have some results and some a little more oomph than usual. So I asked the universe, what's going on with this year? Because there's some unique alignments in the sky that are going on with, in astronomy, and there's been some indications here on the ground level that things are happening. We're getting lots of eights showing up, whether it's seismic activity or what have you. And I definitely had the intuitive nudge that for whatever reason, we need to be aware of the power of eights and accept and use them. Now, what is that power? Okay. The power is limitless potential because eight symbolize infinity, abundance, balance, and power. Okay, so spiritual growth and self-expression and manifestation are all integral to the eight in itself and the Lionsgate portal of August 8th. This may sound a little woo to you, but hey, what does it hurt to say, if my prayers and intentions have a little more power on August 8th, I might want to set time aside to do some of that, to focus on that, to focus, to picture the world the way I wish it was, to wish and make manifest some changes that are sorely needed. And I think you're going to be facing some, according to the cards, you're going to be facing some who will say, oh, it's silly, pay it no heed, don't bother. But it's worth bothering because what we were told was that there are going to be some downloads happening throughout this time of the portal, and some, whether it's DNA repairs or recovered memories or restored abilities, what have you, or enhanced abilities, that's all coming to us. And as our free will is willing to accept it, I encourage you to incorporate those repairs and changes into who you are and who you want to become. So it's going to be interesting, guys. It is. And the other nudge I got from the cards was that we're not only having our world go from dark to light, but it truly is going to, the balance beam is moving down and there's a higher proportion of light to dark. It's no longer 50-50. And we're going to keep moving that balance beam down until it's 1 and 99, if I have anything to say about it. So the collective consciousness is supposed to be aware of the eights. And if you can, and it's, again, according to your free will, if you believe that the eights do show such wonderful qualities of, limitless potential and growth and self-expression, I mean, just accept it and build on it for the eighth. That's it for this video, except for the afterword that I'll have you for. If you were just here for the read and what the cards seem to be saying today about the Lionsgate portal of 8-8, that's it for this read, and I thank you so much for joining us. If you'd like to receive it before you click out of here, I wish you love, light, and everything bright. Bye. Now, if you stayed for the afterword, I want to share a plan and share a potential need, okay? Here's my plan. On Friday, August 8th, I'm in the Eastern time zone in the United States. I would like to start a live stream just shortly before 8 p.m. in the evening, Eastern Standard Time or Eastern Daylight Time, and have it go for a little over an hour so I can also get the 8 p.m. for Mountain, Central Time, whatever's next to me. And during that time, we're going to do some just talk, I'll try to keep an eye on some of the chat that goes on. I'll have live chat replay enabled. Um, Now, YouTube isn't very nice with their live streams. I can't do a split camera to have you watch me work with cards. I'll see if I can problem solve that a little bit, maybe have a different view or even set up in a different room or something like that. So if we do some short, maybe 3 card reads about things, topics we're trying to manifest or interested in seeing if the universe gives us a thumbs up about it, whatever it may be, that you can watch me work with the cards. But it may be one of those nights where for once I finally have to say, gosh, you're gonna have to trust me on this. I can't change the camera in a live stream, and I'll do the best I can to let you see what's going on. Okay. So we'll see. I did it before one time with a tray up here so you could at least see the cards going a little bit, because that is part of my brand is making sure that when I work with the cards, you get to see it from start to finish and you know there's no shenanigans. It truly is, we get what we get and we don't get upset. We just read what it is. Now, the potential need. I've got 2 moderators who've been with my channel a long time, beloved Tess and Julie. Haven't heard back from either of them if they're available to be a moderator during that live stream. If you are listening to this and you would be available for that time, logging on a few minutes before 8 p.m. Eastern time and continuing on for a little over an hour, and you've got some experience and be willing to be a moderator, would you please email me? You'll find my email address is located on the main channel page. Just click that more and it shows you everywhere I post things and my email address. So I'd like to see if there's a volunteer out there that already has a little experience as a moderator and would be willing to step in if I can't have either Tess or Julie on the job that night. So that's a potential need, and I'm just putting it out there to you guys because let's make it manifest, okay? And again, I just thought it might be fun. If you can't join us, remember, like I said, this Lionsgate portal's already open. And remember, well, I keep telling you time and time again, no pun intended, time is a false construct. You can right now decide what things you'd like to make manifest at the peak of that portal opening and send that energy and those attentions, boom, to that. Or you can participate remotely, either ahead or behind, by sending your attention to where you wanted it to land as far as in the time that we consider time to be. Okay, hope that's not too woo for you. But we're not limited by time as we think. We really, there's a lot of things, especially, meditations and prayer times, things like that. You can't be too late. You just say, I missed it at what the clock says, but I'm sending it to that time. Boom. So, embrace that power we have to just disregard some of human constructs like of clocks and times and things like that, and claim that power and use it. And let's make some beautiful, wonderful things manifest. And that's kind of what the purpose of my live stream is going to be. I would ask that if you have something you want to discuss or be a topic we consider, that you think about it having an impact on more than just yourself. So on your own, you can manifest a cure for that bunion, but let's have it the topics we consider to be a little more focused on more people than just ourselves, because this is all about doing things for other, the part of that path of enlightenment and ascension is that focus on service to others. So I'm viewing this as an opportunity for us to do some of that. Now that's it for the afterword, and that's it for this video, and I thank you so much for joining me. Again, if you've got a little moderator experience and you're willing to be a moderator on Friday night for a live stream, shoot me an email, let me know. I'll get in touch with you one way or the other. I hope I don't get 50,000 offers, but appreciate it very much if someone would step up and be willing to help me out there if I need it. And I thank you for joining us, and I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're willing to receive it, as always, I send you love, light, and everything bright. I hope you just feel it just like a little tingle all up and down your spine, okay? Because it's being sent from a limitless source and I'm just a conduit. Bye.